Hey there, everyone. Jim here with Fantasy for the Ages, coming at you with another Book Blast episode, which means I finished another book and I'm ready to react for you here. At a spoiler light, almost free level, Brandon Sanderson's most recent novel, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. If you enjoy this episode, be sure to like it down below, subscribe to our channel. Zach and I just love it when more people hop on board with us, and we hope you'll enjoy everything we're bringing out to you. So, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. Wasn't really sure what I was getting when I got into this book, other than I knew it was another Cosmere novel. So, in some way, it was going to tie into Brandon Sanderson's greater Cosmere universe. Cosmereverse, whatever you want to call it. This secret novel just dropped July 1st, and I'm recording this on July 8th. It's not a long book. In fact, I finished a Malazan book first, then jumped onto this and finished it in 2 days. So just wrapped it up yesterday. It's a pretty quick read. That does not diminish the quality of this book because I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's a cool spin on. Well, have you seen that old movie or not as old movie now, Freaky Friday? Yeah, there was an original when I was a kid, and then a remake not so long ago, although I'm getting old. It's still a few years back. A body switch experience. That's kind of at the crux of the main plot of this story. But in another unique way, because Brandon Sanderson's mind just thinks of wild things. But you've got two key characters who end up connected and in each other's spaces. Sorta. Again, spoiler light, I don't want to explain it fully, but you have one character who has to live out the life of another, and that one also has to live out the first one's life. Interesting, some humor involved, definitely some high stakes as well. A pretty entertaining use of this flip flop experience. Then Sanderson throws in another element here. These two that are switching roles are male and female. Literally, the guy has to become the woman, and the woman, well, something else happens, but she does have to kind of fill in and make excuses for him. It's unique, it's interesting, and definitely some entertainment through the shenanigans that happens that way. But they don't just fully flip, they're still paired with each other. So as these two go through this experience, it also leans into the development of a relationship. And that's something unique about this story. Brandon Sanderson intentionally leans into some romance. There's a budding romantic relationship that grows in this. Where does it go? How does it happen? What's the result? I'm not telling you. This is just a reaction. If you want that, you're going to have to look for my full review episode, which is not out yet, but it's coming. A few more things I can tell you about this book, though. The setting. It's very obviously Far Eastern, an Asian type of experience. Two distinct different cultural settings, one more old style Korean and another more modern Japanese style. If you have read or watched content along those lines, there are things that are instantly recognizable for you. I don't know how hard Sanderson researched to do this, but there's enough there so you know what's going on, you feel comfortable in these elements, but not enough to probe to see if he got it right. Many different characters you experience in this story, but my favorite, I will just tell you, is Painter. Someone who has some clear personality flaws and has made some mistakes in his past, who he's paying the price for. But Sanderson writes him in a way you can relate to this person. I love what Sanderson has done with this character. Well done, Brandon. There's a great twist in this story, about 2/3 of the way in. The clues are all there for you. It's probably pretty good on a reread. I did not see the twist coming, so it's nice to be surprised. That doesn't happen much anymore in books. I will say one last thing. This is a distinctly Cosmere novel, but you could read it and enjoy it even if you've not read any other Cosmere books. You'll get it much more if you have the context, the backstory, and there's certain characters who are in this story related to the Cosmere where you're like, oh, I know who that is. Oh, that's great. But if you don't get those things, it's still a delightful little story that Brandon Sanderson has written. I recommend it and encourage any of you to find Yumi and the Nightmare Painter and give it a try. And again, keep giving us a try. Subscribe. That's all I got to say today. Thanks for joining me, and we'll talk to you next time.